Well, hey Libra, how about a reading from your metal dog? Let's just see what's going on with you. And I'm hoping to connect with my good Librans, my good friends out there. With their good sense of justice, beauty, knowledge. All right. Got a few decks here, and we're just going to get you a little advice, see what's time to release, time to embrace, what's hidden, what your overall advice is, and what the future is. And the dog's back there. He's got his toys. Picking one out right now. Okay, so we're going to split this deck and see what the overall energy is here. Ooh, the Magician. Awesome. You're manifesting. You have all the tools. You're making the world that you want real. I love it. Awesome, Libra. What else is going on underneath? We have a 10 of emotions. This seems to be a very emotionally fulfilling time for you. That's wonderful. We'll find out more. You seem very powerful, very creative. I see you in community with others, so dancing. It's very magical where you are. You are really working with the powers of magic, beauty, making art with others, maybe. Some kind of art, magical arts, visual arts. Very cool. All right, I like this. So let's see what is, more specifically, what the tarot wants you to know. Pull 5 cards. I was trying to only pull 4, but in every previous reading I've ended up pulling a 5th to find out the future. So I'm going to do it with you. All right, we're going to pull release, embrace, what's hidden, overall advice, and what the future may be should you follow this advice. Okay, what to release? The Slowpoke Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you've been doing it all right, doing it like a perfectionist. It's taken you a lot of time. It's a great card. It's a great way to go forth. But this is saying to release that in some way. So, I mean, we can release the Knight of Pentacles. But what I feel here is it's time to maybe loosen up a little. Let's see. Wow. Embrace your authenticity, the sun, your wish fulfillment. Wow, this is like, yeah, there's really gorgeous, beautiful energy here for you, Libra. I'm happy for you. So what I'm seeing here is this Slowpoke Knight has just been working towards this pentacle, this sun, and then here you are in the sun. It's as if you've worked towards something and you've worked very steady with a great plan. You've been the good knight of Pentacles, and it's taken you a lot of work, but now you are being invited to really bask in your creation, to look upon it. It's something that you manifested. It is very emotionally satisfying. And you are this mountain lion here looking out from your high perspective at the world that you wished for. This is wish fulfillment. I say authenticity also because the sun card often has like a naked baby on a horse letting the flag fly. What else? What's hidden from you? The Queen of Pentacles. She knows her worth. Some sort of security. I think that's where that Knight of Pentacles movement has been coming from. So you've been working towards something. Sometimes for me, when the Queen of Pentacles comes up, I get this feeling that she has perhaps sought outside of herself, like a King of Pentacles, and like a partner that provides her with security. Or there's somebody here that is maybe unbeknownst to you. There's a focus on wealth, a focus on security. There's also this kind of like astrologically what we see is that the North Node is currently in Taurus, and the Queen of Pentacles makes me think of Taurus, the simple, beautiful, earthly existence. And so we're all being pulled towards this. And we have coming up, and it keeps coming up in the readings, a full moon and a full lunar eclipse in Scorpio coming up here. Meanwhile, the sun is exactly across the way in Taurus. So there's some kind of hidden energy from Taurus that's coming in here. Overall advice for the situation. The Emperor. Be the leader of your life. Be decisive. Yes, you see, the owl here has a hold of the truth. You know what that is. Very good, clear focus. Very good clarity that's like this light of the sun. And the Emperor is one of the most powerful leaders in the deck here. Lots of wealth and abundance here. I was just listening to a podcast about how we might interpret abundance in the time of a Scorpio eclipse as being present in where you are, and that abundance comes through the heart, and that the heart lives in the present. And so if we think about wealth, she was the person was, and I can't remember who it was, sorry, but she was saying, consider that this is this kind of wealth here, this 10 of Cups, dancing under the magic here with your community. So take or leave that. All right. And the future is the Chariot. Wow, there's so much power in your reading here, Libra. This is momentum, lots of willpower, lots of drive coming in for you. I mean, this is like the Sun, the Emperor, the Chariot. It's very powerful. Magician, 10 of Cups. This is, so there's something happening, Libra, for you that is a time of wish fulfillment. This is great. Okay, what's going on the bottom here? The World, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Wow. So there is a beautiful ending and a beautiful beginning. The World. Again, the 10 of Cups, you with your community emotionally, could be a family, could be, I think of it as more than two, but there's also two. There's you and your soulmate here. You and the one that is your match. Having fun in this beautiful healing. It's this symbol of health. Caduceus. There's the Ace of Cups here. You can see a lot going on in the sky. Look, this is making me think of the eclipse. Kind of like this bee coming in over the moon, we could say. So there's a lot coming in here. And then it's just very fun, practical Page of Pentacles kind of energy as well. Very grounded in the earth and reality. And the 2 of Cups always makes me think of the Justice card, mirroring, matching, equal give and take. You can see that they are filling one another's cups here. It's a very lovely 2 of Cups. There's this in this deck is the symbol of the Ace of Cups, of divine and romantic love, all loves. It's a very magical time that you're in, Libra. How fun to see this for you. I've had a lot of tough readings with you. Very few Librans watch my channel. So I thought of a particular friend who doesn't watch my channel. I asked her, who is a Libra. And I said, may I get a sense of her energy and her story? And it's definitely switched the Libra energy that I've been connecting with lately. I got mad at Libras because one of you wrote on my channel in the comments, boring. And this really offended me deeply. I was deeply hurt. So I don't really have the thick skin for YouTube comments, apparently. Anyhow, let's clarify this, okay? Knight of Pentacles. What are you releasing here with this Knight of Pentacles? It looks like you've been really steady, slow and steady, and responsible and doing it all right. Knight of Pentacles. And it's like it's time to be free of that. There is a Two of Air. Some kind of decision. There's a little black and white here. You can see the crows flying around this ghostly figure in this black and white landscape. I like this kind of sense, and it makes me think of a Justice card in this deck, the Wild Unknown. And the Justice card is your card, Libra. And in this deck, the Wild Unknown, it's two kitty cats. One's black, one's white, and their tails cross, and they seem to be conspiring together. So this Two of Air is making me think about that black and white thinking. Good, bad, good and evil. Seeking balance. It's really beautiful. It's this fairy, and you can see the roots growing from her feet. And I feel like there is like a reaching for groundedness here that makes me think of this little Page of Pentacles, which is generally a very grounded energy that you're kind of seeking. And then the Queen of Pentacles, also earthly, grounded. So this is clarifying your Knight of Pentacles, more earth energy. So let's see, what else? Three of Air. There is some pain. You can see this one has been cut and she's been excluded from this party. So that I see this party, this community, and then I see this. There's somewhere that you have been cut out, and it's why you've been such the good Knight of Pentacles. Some past pain that haunts you is a very stark world and story in the past. And then you rising from these monsters. And the Seven of Fire, Seven of Wands, it's a card of integrity, a card of resistance. And here this fairy, you can see that they're nibbling at her feet, at the very roots of her. And the roots here, you can see, are binding her ankles. So remember we noticed that this one, her roots were ungrounded. Now she's flying above the trees in this black and white world. Here we see her grounded in a way where she's directly confronting all of the monsters, all of her own demons. And this is what you can do when you're in a state of resistance. Seven of Fire is very powerful energy. So what this tells me is that for a while, you've been healing this Three of Air, this heartbreak, this being excluded from the world. And this, excuse me. Come on, go on your bed. Go on your bed. My dog thinks it's time for me to WALK him. But you've actually worked through this in this Knight of Pentacles way, like one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and you've come down to earth and out of the stark black and white, good and evil, I'm a victim, maybe kind of logic, into the power of knowing who you are and standing in that power amidst the demons that are your demons, but which you have confronted these. That's really awesome. So this is what you've done in this Knight of Pentacles way, and this says that you now get to reap the rewards of this steady, sure, good existence that you have lived in order to repair something from the past. And it took a long, long time. Okay, the Sun. What else? Here's a 5 of air. This is winning through bad means. So in this story, this fairy tricks this fairy by telling these dragons that this flower here was one of their eggs. It's a seed or something in the garden. And she does this so that she can have control. And the dragons take away her competitor, right? So this is winning in a bad way. Let's see, what else? 6 of Earth, generosity. There's a real sense of that Libran balance, this gesture that she's making. I can see the light and the dark integrated, this hummingbird. It's beautiful. 2 worlds. Spring and winter, is it? Yeah, wow. I have to read about this card, actually. I've never got... The 6 of Earth is a card that I don't tend to like. It's usually about generosity and charity, and I think of that as hierarchical. But this is really... We will look at this together here. The 6 of Earth. What does the artist want us to see here? It's fantastic imagery. Here we go. Earth. 6 of Earth. I promise I won't read all of it, but I just want to see what the story is. When I asked the energy of the 6 of Earth to come forward, she brought with her a vision of a powerful woman who straddles the land between a lush tropical garden on one side and the parched desert on the other. Her commanding presence showered the lush garden with rain, and with it the vegetation was abundant, attracting lots of hummingbirds, 6 to be exact. So there you can see that lush tropical garden there. On the other side, she spared just a handful of droplets. Of course, the hot and thirsty crow is very grateful, and I would guess much more so than the hummingbirds, as it knew what it felt like to be dependent on the resources of others. The crow understood resources are rarely shared equally. It is the way of the world. The crow knew all too well that there is a power that gives and withholds. Fortune smiled upon the hummingbirds. It was the crow's time to go without. However, what the crow possessed was something that the hummingbirds did not. It had understanding and wisdom. The crow knew what it meant to have as well as to lose. The crow knew what it meant. It understood what power and control looked like. And it is in this knowledge, the crow, in some ways, had an advantage over the hummingbirds. The crow knew more about the world and how to survive if needed. If fortune redirected her resources, would the hummingbirds be so quick to adapt? When you encounter the 6 of Earth, consider your position within a situation where one party or person is the provider of resources and others are less than equal recipients. Are you getting a fair deal? Is the balance of power appropriate? Or is one party using their position to an advantage? The 6 of Earth brings to your awareness the distribution of power and resources. Yes, this is exactly why I struggle with this card. And I love this story that comes with the grateful and wise crow that knows how to adapt to lack, and the joyful and naive hummingbirds who never have to worry about lack. And so to consider the situation, which is a beautiful sense of, that you've reached wish fulfillment. And I feel like you are like the crow, one who has adapted and survived and earned this through hard work. Persistence, through examining your regrets. There is a lot of work that you've done on the past to achieve integrity, and then here you are having reached this is another card like the Magician, who you had as your underlying energy. The Queen of Fire. She is the queen of the law of attraction. I learned this from Mystic Witch Tarot. And she is the one who can make and manifest the world that she wants to see, much like the Magician. So yes, you have very powerfully learned and earned and changed in order to receive this joy. And you know, if you're inclined at all to not see the joyful existence that you are living in and to recognize the gifts of it, even if it's not the tropical paradise of the hummingbirds, know that you have acquired something on your journey of life that is bringing in abundance, emotional fulfillment, community gifts that are, you know, a part of the abundance of the heart as opposed to material things. So let's see further about that. And it looks like you have earned and learned and acquired all the tools. The Pentacles, the Wand, the Sword, and the Cup are the 4 tools of the tarot. And you have all of those tools to make the world that you want to see. And you're looking good doing it, beautiful. All right? The Queen of Fire. I believe she might be the sexiest person in the deck. So you're looking good. Queen of Pentacles, she knows her worth. This is hidden, the hidden energy what the tarot wants you to know. So let's see what a little bit more about that for you, Libra. Okay. Ooh, there is the quit your job card. Okay. Yeah, this actually does remind me of my friend. Wow. The 8 of Fire. Communication. Look at action. Look at her powerfully riding into the battle on the backs of eagles. You can see the sun fiery in the sky. Yep. Very powerful. So you're kind of, her back is turned to this job, this struggle that you've been doing. This is that same Knight of Pentacles energy that's coming in here that I can feel is like you've been quite responsible. You have worked very hard. And now you're transitioning. All of that was worth it. It's all given you the mojo. And here we get the Emperor. The Council of Monarchs in this deck is the Emperor you've already had. And because this deck is all fairies and none of them are masculine or male, it gives, each of them has one of the tools. Pentacle, Wand, Sword, Cup, just like your Magician. And these are the leaders of this world. And they are coming in here as a part of this power that the tarot wants you to know you've got it all. You can quit your job and you can ride forth on your adventure. You have totally earned this. And I think part of it is this wisdom of the crow, that 6 of Earth, of like to be content, to be joyful, to be inspired by the 6 drops of water as opposed to the wealth that the hummingbirds have access to. That this is a part of what you have known, come to know. Okay, the Emperor, this is your overall advice. There's your card, Justice. She's blind. She holds 2 swords representing the truth. There's the snake representing transformation. It's a very powerful fairy. What's on the ground here? Some crow's feathers. All right, so the crows have come up here. Remember the 2 of air? And then this crow here. The one that is representing you in the reading with this wisdom of balance, justice, contentment. A 4 of Earth. This is kind of holding on to very little in the material world. So like you don't have a lot. you're proud of it. Sometimes it's a not knowing to want. You have the Queen of the Law of Attraction here and the Magician. These tell me that you can manifest or have whatever you believe you can have. The Four of Earth is, the advice of the Four of Earth is to know that if you only manifest 4, that's all you're going to get. But you can actually see yourself having it all. And I think a part of what this reading is teaching us is that because of the life that you've lived and because you've worked through a lot of your darkness, that you've worked very hard and very responsibly, that you've actually learned what it is that one ought to manifest. Not material wealth, not power, not control, justice, equality, fair distribution. And this is a world of the heart, of the abundance of the heart. And I don't think it's an accident that I listened to that reading. And here we have, thirdly under this, clarifying this beautiful Hierophant. There she is, praying at the foot of this great tree, and you can see the roots going down into the underworld. It's very beautiful. It's very much the leader and the mentor that you have become, Libra. And where you were in the beginning, unrooted, here you have turned to this higher power. The Hierophant is about a higher power energy. You're humble here, but this, you can see things are growing up from the earth into the earth. It's like, it looks like a body, blood. It makes me think of veins and the way that blood looks under a microscope. It's not, when I look here, it's like swirls like lava. Oh, and that red deer, you probably saw that. I just see that now. This is a deer here. It's like the wilderness, the wildness, the planet. And this makes me think of her, right? She's so much about that. So the Hierophant is structural power, usually church, state, a teacher, a mentor. This is you turning to the divine on this earthly grand scale. And it's like humility in that and abundance here. It's very spiritual. It's really beautiful. All right. Wow. Awesome. So there's justice, this Four of Earth, you get what you give yourself. But there's also this advice of, from the position of Emperor here, being the leader of your life, you turn with justice, with a kind of realistic expectations is what I'm getting from the Four of Earth, with humility towards what you want, what you've earned, what you've learned, great deal of wisdom and power that you've acquired in your life. Okay, and so now we're going to look at the Chariot here. We have, I always get the Wolverine and the Honey Badger mixed up. I think this is the Badger, because the Wolverine is the Knight of Wands. So the Chariot energy in this deck, the future, it's kind of unleashed physicality and momentum. It can be a little careful. Because you can see that this Honey Badger, he don't care. He's got some chickens in his paws, right? So he's gonna eat the chickens, right? You can see the heart is. You remember to come from your heart in the future. There's some kind of momentum, but let's see. Let's find out more about that. The Hermit. So the Hermit is a very serious card here. You can see it's going alone, going to your inner truth. what you know. And water here suggests it's an emotional depth that you've acquired. And I see that. Queen of Earth. This is her here again. She knows her worth. She has abundance. She's of Earth, very Taurus, North Node in Taurus. Simple. And then the 8 of Earth. This is doing the work. Again, I see the roots being grounded, being engaged creatively in this work. You got this quit your job card. I feel like there's new work for you to do. And it's something in the realm of justice. It's something associated with Earth, with the planet. It may be that all of us are kind of going to need to turn to this and draw on our life experiences to activate a part of ourselves that we really have to activate here. And it feels like with the power and forcefulness of the Chariot. So the story here is definitely of a person, you Libra, who have lived a life where you've struggled with your darkness, and you've reached a place where you have personal happiness and wish fulfillment, and you're being shown that you are called to leadership of some kind here, right? You quit the daily job, the Knight of Pentacles, whatever that tedious labor that you've been doing, you're done. You've accomplished it. 10 of Fire means you finished that cycle, but you get to be free of that. You get to go forth very powerfully in a leadership role, which is here under the Queen of Pentacles. This is what you don't know yet, Libra. And we can see that you bring to it justice and an ability, the positive of the 4 of Earth, which is an ability to do a lot with very little, and a kind of humility before the power of Earth, an ability to draw upon the power of Earth, and then I see you in the future with this similar energy here, riding down to Earth here, and then the Chariot, like it's very forceful power, and you're drawing on your inner resources of the Hermit and this Queen of Earth energy, from which you quit your one job and ride powerfully it's a leadership position. It's beautiful labor. It's like you have a new job, and it's this kind of earth-centered justice work. It's like this Page of Pentacles. It's like an octopus, but she's like in the mud. And this kind of all the animals here, this 10 of Cups, remember you got this twice. This is your emotional, fulfilling community. That's really awesome, Libra. On the bottom of the deck, just have, a few things. Quite a few. All right. That's cool. So we get the Fool. So it's showing you doing something new. Absolutely. This little fairy sitting on the top of the beehive. And she's usually taking a leap of faith, right? And it's different from this kind of faith, but I feel like it's related here. It's definitely a hanged man. It's a change for you, that you've been stuck even, and now you're going to see things in a new way, and it's going to change your mind, which is the next card, a 6 of Air. Both the 6 of Air and the Hanged Man talk about you changing your focus. It's a movement in your mind in the air, swords. And it happens as a result of receiving some kind of truth. And it makes me think back to this story, right? Because we can see the truth is coming through these dragons. Where'd that card go? And we saw this story of this fairy this fairy sicks all the dragons on her and says, she stole your egg, and then they capture her. I feel like whatever it was that you went through here, it looks like somebody else kind of did something to you, or you learned from doing that something regrettable you won in a bad way. Like it taught you something. So you got this truth here. Then I've lost the last card because there's so many cards on the table. It was a queen of, I know what it is. It's a queen of water. Oh, here she is. And then the heart queen, the queen that speaks from her heart, the emotional. Yeah, this is so clearly the result of your truth that you learned in your life that is guiding you. Whatever this truth was that you learned from resolving your past. Remember, it was painful, right? You had the 3 of air, 2 of air, like it was black and white, good versus evil. It was kind of, you get grounded in your demons, There was a moon journey in your past. In fact, the moon card popped out of here, and I put it back in because I'm a little sticky and it stuck to me. So it's as if what I'm seeing here is that you've gone into your darkness, you've examined yourself, you've been on this moon journey, and now you're being turned in a new way, in a very humble way, to the good work of the earth, of justice, of restoring the earth, or something here, which makes me think of another good Libra friend who's already done a lot of environmentalist organizing. So, but it looks like in a new way, with a new community. It's going to look like this. Very magical, spiritual, much like this. And I'll tell you, Libra, I'm so grateful to have this beautiful message for you. And I don't want to leave the message because it's very powerful. And I'm glad that you exist when I do your cards today. I'm glad you exist, that you've come to a place in your journey of life where you have something really powerful and beautiful. And I feel grateful that your future shows you engaged in this work ahead. It's a queen, all queens, heart expression, giving, generosity. It's a feminine style here. Yeah. And I see you doing it with others and with a partner, right? Because we have a sense of a partner or justice. This is very much the opposite of that 6 of Earth, where there's injustice, there's imbalance, there's some with a lot and some with too little. This is a world of equal give and take. So that's where you are oriented, as a result of having been impoverished in your life and of working very hard to conquer your demons. So awesome, Libra. I hope this helps. Let me know. I'm excited to hear about the next part of your journey. Have a beautiful day. Okay.